A collection of objects, such as particle, fields, wave, or whatever, is called a system. A system that is either the entire universe or is so isolated from everything else that it behaves as if nothing else exists, it's a closed system. To get an idea of what deterministic and reversible mean, we are going to begin with some extremely simple closed systems. They are much simpler than the things we usually study in physics, but they satisfy rules that are rudimentary versions of the laws of classical mechanics. We begin with an example that is so simple it is trivial. Imagine an abstract object that has only one state. We could think of it as a coin glued to the table, forever showing heads, or anything else. In physics jargon, the collection of all states occupied by a system is its space of states, or more simply, its state space. The state space is not ordinary space. It is a mathematical set whose elements label the possible states of the system. Here, the state space consists of a single point, namely H, or just H. Because the system has only one state, predicting the future of the system is extremely simple. Nothing ever happens, and the outcome of any observation is always H. Okay, the next simple system has a state space consisting of 2 points. In this case, we have one abstract object and 2 possible states. Imagine a coin that can be either heads or tail, or H or T. In classical mechanics, we assume that systems evolve smoothly without any jumps or interruption. Such behavior is said to be continuous. Obviously, you cannot move between heads and tails smoothly. Moving in this case necessarily occurs in discrete jumps. So let's assume that times come in discrete steps labeled by integers. A world whose evolution is discrete could be called stroboscopic. A system that changes with time is called a dynamical system. A dynamical system consists of more than a space of states. It also entails a law of motion or dynamical law. The dynamical law is a rule that tells us the next state given the current state. One very simple dynamical law is that whatever the state at some instant, the next state is the same. In the case of our example, it has 2 possible histories, such as or always T. Another dynamical law dictates that whatever the current state, the next state is the opposite. Okay, so this is these 2 laws. We can make diagrams to illustrate these 2 laws. The first one illustrate the first law. So this figure illustrates the first law where the arrow from H goes to H and the arrow from T goes to T. Once again, it is easy to predict the future. If you start with H, the system stays H. If you start with T, the system stays T. A diagram for the second possible law is shown in this figure. Where the arrows lead from H to T and from T to H, you can still predict the future. For example, if you start with H, the history will be and so on. If you start with T, the history will be we can even write these dynamical laws in equation form. The variables describing a system are called its degrees of freedom. Our coin has one degree of freedom, which we can denote by the Greek letter sigma. So this one. Sigma has only two possible values. Sigma equals 1 or sigma equals minus 1. Which we call this one respectively for H and T. We also use a symbol to keep track of time. When we are considering a continuous evolution in time, we can symbolize it with T. Here we have a discrete evolution and we'll use N. The state at time N is described by the symbols sigma N, which stand for sigma at N. Let's write equation of evolution for the two laws. The first law says that no change takes place. In equation form, so for this one, the equation form will be in other words, whatever the value of sigma at the end step, it will have the same value at the next step. The second equation of evolution has the form like this. Implying that the state flips during each step. Because in each case, the future behavior is completely determined by the initial state, such laws are deterministic. So these two both deterministic. All the basic laws of classical mechanics are deterministic. To make things more interesting, let's generalize the system by increasing the number of states. Instead of a coin, we could use a six-sided die where we have 6 possible states. Like this. Now there are great many possible laws and they are not so easy to describe in words or even in equation. The simplest way is to stick to diagrams such as this one. Let's say we want to make This figure says that given the numerical state of the die at time n, we increase the state 1 unit at the next instant n plus 1. That works fine until we get to 6, at which point the diagram tells you to go back to 6 and repeat the pattern. Such a pattern is that is repeated endlessly is called a cycle. For example, if you start with 3, then the history will be and so on. We will call this pattern dynamical law 1. We can also make another law, such as this one. Goes to 3, 3 goes to 2, 2 goes to 6, 6 goes to 4, and 4 goes to 5, and 5 return to 1. It looks a little messier than the last case, but it's logically identical. In each case, the system endlessly cycles through the 6 possibilities. If we relabel the states, dynamical law 2, we call this one dynamical law 2, and this one is dynamical law 1. If we relabel the state, dynamical law 2 becomes identical to dynamical law 1. Not all laws are logically the same. Consider, for example, if we create like this one. We call this dynamical law 3. This dynamical law 3 has 2 cycles. If you start on one of them, you cannot get to the other. Nevertheless, this law is completely deterministic. Wherever you start, the future is determined. For example, you start at 2, the history will be and you will never get to 5. If you start at 5, the history will be and you will never get to 6. And then we can also make a dynamical law 4 with 3 cycles, such as this. 1 is always goes back to 1. So this is dynamical law 4 with 3 cycles. It will take a long time to write out all of the possible dynamical laws for 6-state systems.